fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Today we've got the amazing Emma in for a mock test. Emma, tell them how many lessons you've had with me.
Oh, I don't know, like 10, 12.
1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have a look on the progress sheet. She's had practice with the parents, haven't you?
Yeah.
3, 6, 10, 15 hours. She's quite good this one. She's going to do her first mock test. If she does well, she's going to look for a cancellation, aren't you?
Yep.
Have any questions before we start?
No.
38 to 40 minutes. Are you going to do sat nav?
Sure.
Sure. 38 to 40 minutes depending on traffic, various traffic and road conditions. One manoeuvre you practice with your trainer. Possibly a controlled stop. And you will be driving independently by sat nav 20 minutes. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the drive, I'd like you to follow the road ahead at all times unless you're directed by signs and markings. Or unless you tell me you will lose a good time. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Right, what are you going to do first?
Reverse parking into bed.
Beer park. One question, how would you check your brakes are working before starting the journey?
Press your brake as you're setting off and make sure it doesn't feel spongy or soft or that your car doesn't move off in a direction.
Pull to one side. Excellent. Right, go and do your beer park. To anybody who watches my video, please leave any feedback in the comments box about the dash cam, the foot cam for the pedals. Please let me know if it's better without the pedals shown or better with the pedals shown, just for your viewing experience. Thank you for watching the videos. So please let me know, because it took me forever and a day to suss this pedal cam out and editing it, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. Emma, I taught Emma's brother. He's called Jonathan. Smashing lad he is. And next door's cat could have taught him to drive, and I could not get him through his driving test first time. Had he had a decent driving instructor, then he would have passed first time easy. He failed his first test with one serious fault and no minor faults. Went out on his second test a couple of weeks later. I got him a cancellation, and he passed the second driving test with no minor faults again. His driving was to a very high standard. We have to thank his dad for that, because his dad took him out quite a bit. So hopefully when Emma goes for her test, she's going to get one over on her brother and pass his driving test first time. Don't forget, let me know what you feel about the foot cam. If it doesn't work, just tell me and I'll take it out. So it's that one, second one from the end, yeah? This one here, second one from the end.
Yeah. That's not in a space.
Well, I messed the camera angle up on this one, Emma, but you made it even worse by reversing down the middle of two beers. But I like the way you just shunted forwards and backwards. You have two minor faults here. First one was for obviously shunting forwards and backwards. Second one was for observations when shunting backwards. All you done is just looked in the right door mirror and the left door mirror. You should have took direct observation through the back window, or at least looked in the middle mirror. I've seen pupils fail for this. Had there been somebody walking behind the car and you start reversing backwards, then you would have recorded a serious fault. So make sure when you shunt forwards and backwards that you take direct observation through the back window. Thank you. Now if you just turn right out of here.
You will arrive at your destination at 11:19 a.m.
Turning right.
Turn right, St. John's Road.
Show me how you clean the back window with the washers and wipers. Can you pull up in a convenient place on the left? Serious fault number 1 for you, Emma. Emma, what happens here is you ask you to pull up on the left, so you check your mirrors, you put the signal on. You tell the learner behind that you're pulling up on the left, so you start slowing down. Learner moves out to start overtake. Then you realise there's a junction on the right-hand side, so you say, oh, I can't park here, and then you start driving the car forwards. In the meantime, the learner has to slow down and pull in behind you. So what you should have done, looked in mirrors, scanned the left and right-hand sides of the road, clocked the pavement on the right junction on the right-hand side, picked your spot 10 metres past the junction, check the mirrors again, pop the signal on, tell the learner, and it's job done. Personally, when you spotted a junction because you had the car close behind, I would have just pulled up opposite the junction and took the minor fault. You wouldn't have recorded a serious fault because the junction's just a minor one.
At the end of the road, turn right, A690.
Thank you. Driver, when you feel ready. Minor fault number 3, Emma. You didn't look over your right shoulder. That's shocking, that, Emma. I don't know how you sleep at night. Had there been something in your blind spot, then it would have been a serious fault. For example, a cyclist or another vehicle or somebody crossing the road. So remember your blind spots before you move off.
Turn right, A690.
Minor fault number 4, Emma, goes down to your blind spot check again. One more of them and you are toast.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A690, Neville's Crossbank. Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Minor fault number 5, Emma, you should be looking in this left dormer before exiting this roundabout. And I've seen people come round in the wrong lane, motorbikes, cars, cyclists, so you've got to be very careful. You, what do? You signal and then look in mirror. It's mirror signal maneuver.
After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit, A691, Southfield Way. Go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
Minor fault number 6, Emma, goes down the mirror signal maneuver. When leaving the roundabout again, you look in, you put the signal on and then look in mirrors. It's got to be the mirrors first, because if somebody was cutting you up, you wouldn't put the indicator on. You just go back round the roundabout, or maybe put it on and leave in the right lane. But you've got to make sure it's safe to give a signal. Also, you pull out on the roundabout, there was a car coming from your right. If it had been me driving, I would not have gone. You don't slow them down, and he doesn't give us a dirty look, so I don't mark it, but I wouldn't have gone there. But because you've never slowed anybody down, you haven't really done anything wrong. It's just not a gap I would have took. And Emma, your technique's poor when moving off you. It's shocking. You're doing clutch then gas. This is poor technique. There's more chance of stalling and getting rear-ended. So Emma, gas then clutch, not clutch and gas, gas then clutch. Shame on you.
Take the exit, A691, Southfield Way. After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the third exit, Durham Road.
And leave the right lane.
Cross the roundabout and take the third exit.
Emma does well here. She misses her exit, so she just goes back round the roundabout, comes back round, but when she comes back round, she decides to do a bit off-roading. The back wheels go over the curb on the roundabout, and I give her a minor fault for this. Serious fault number 2 for you, Emma. Emma, you leave the roundabout with no mirror checks. There could have been anybody come up the left-hand side of you. You need that door mirror, as the examiners say. It's a lifesaver. You should have been checking motorbikes, cars, anything coming up on the left. But you exit the roundabout with no mirror checks.
Not very good.
After 100 yards, turn left, Alnwick Road.
Minor fault number 8, Emma, you fail to carry out the mirror signal. Well, you fail to look in your mirrors. You do the signal, but you don't check to see what's behind or to the sides. So minor fault number 8 goes down before mirrors before signalling.
Turn left.
Serious fault number 3, Emma. Jesus, Emma, how did this back wheel go over that curb? This is a very high curb, and I wouldn't be surprised if you buckled my alloy wheel here. Whatever your dad's paying is, he's not paying me enough, that's for sure. Right, yeah, normally when I say to my pupils, if your back wheels clip the curb, you only get a minor fault, like you did on the roundabout. But this one, Emma, the back wheel went up onto the pavement, and this is a really high curb. Like I say, I think I'm going to need a new alloy wheel here. All this is down to, Emma, is your eyeballs. Them two cameras stuck in your head. You weren't looking where the car wants to go. It looks like you've been looking through a telescope when you've been going around this corner.
That's very bad.
Can you pull up in a convenient place on the left? Thank you. Driving when you feel ready. Serious fault number 4, Emma. Emma, you forgot your blind spot again for the 3rd time. This now becomes an habitual fault, which Mr. Examiner will record as a serious fault. Emma, I'll tell you what I'll do with you. When we go for test, wear one of them big gold looped earrings. What I'll do is I'll tie some thread from the earring on your right ear, and I'll sit behind you on test. Every time the examiner pulls you up, I'll just pull that thread and make you look over your right shoulder just by pulling at your ear. That'll work. That's the only way you're going to get your driver's license. At the roundabout, turn right, 3rd exit. Follow the road ahead, it's the 3rd exit. Minor fault number 9, Emma, you're approaching the roundabout in the correct lane, which is great. The most important mirror here, it's got to be the left door mirror because of the bus lane on the left hand side. You only use the middle mirror, and that tells you what's directly behind you. You need to know what's to the side. So I would have had a look in that left door mirror at least twice and watching for motorbikes, cyclists, taxis coming down that bus lane. minor fault number 10, Emma. You were doing 34 in a 30. It wasn't for long, but you've got to keep an eye on your speed. Can you drive with forward and rear of your choice on the left or right hand side? Right. What do you do when you stop? That'll do.
Is that fine? Okay.
It's not
I
part
don't
of
think
the
I'm in
test.
it.
Eh?
I don't think I'm in it. That's not part of the test.
No, not
that's
at the
good
end,
then.
so don't worry about it. Right, how do you think you've done?
Awfully.
Hmm?
That was like literally the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
Was it?
Yes. That's the worst I've ever driven.
It is, actually.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. My brain just stopped working.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's what people say, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy you come back with 4 wheels. How we didn't lose a wheel on that curb. Dear me. Right, how many series faults do you think you've got?
I don't know, like 5.
4.
Oh. Okay.
Right. First one, pulling up on the left. You know, when I asked you to pull up on the left at the start.
Yeah.
What was behind us?
I don't know.
What you doing?
Probably like a junction. A
You-
bus stop.
You don't know.
Or something like
No.
that.
I said pull up on the left, and there was a learner driving behind us. Now you check your
Oh,
mirrors,
yeah.
you put the signal on, you went to slow right down to pull in. Then what did you do? I said, oh, I'm not pulling in, and drove
Oh,
off.
yeah.
So the poor learner was going to overtake you, and then you started to drive off
Okay.
again. You should have just. I would have took the minor fault, and because you're too close to junction on the right, weren't you?
Yeah.
You should have. Try to look for this picture. You should have just pulled up on the left.
Mm-hmm.
But you kept going. There was a car behind. It wouldn't have mattered so much if there's nobody behind, but there was a car close behind.
Mm-hmm.
This roundabout here.
Mm-hmm.
Said follow the road ahead, third exit. You went the wrong way, but you didn't do it. You done it all safely. But when you come back off the roundabout, there was no mirror checks.
Okay.
But there's no mirror checks to leave the roundabout. It could have been anybody coming up the left lane. And you can remember hitting the curb on that one.
Yep.
Right. Well, I just marked that as a minor. He did hit it quite hard, but the next one, can remember we turned left into a side road.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there? The back wheel, I thought we'd lost that. I don't know what it looks like. It's going to look like on video, but I'm thinking, Jesus, can you remember?
Mm-hmm.
What was going through your mind there then?
I don't know. I thought I was like following the curb,
Right.
and then I was just like, "What the fuck was that?" It was so bad. I don't know what happened. It just went. I was like, all right then, fine.
Well, I'll give you a serious fault for that because it was a big
Fair
high
enough.
curve. And it was very aggressive. I'm just thinking you've damaged my wheels with that one, right? Final one was the blind spots. Not looking over your shoulder. There's one odd time you did, but there's 3 times you miss them, so that becomes a habitual fault. Have you any questions before I turn that camera off?
No.
You sure? Right.